information? That's what I want to know. Where's the information? Oh, it says I'm live. I'm not sure if I can trust it or not. But you know what? Loud. Let's. Phone would like to tell me that I'm live. We made it. Did you know it likes to read out everything to you, screen readers? And when I mean everything, I mean everything. What are you going to do? You know? It's another Sunday. We've made it to another week. It's a thing, you know? Hi, Susanna. How are you doing today? As everyone comes in, I hope your week has gone well, moderately well, kind of okay, perhaps. You know, you survived. Hi, Jen. How's it going? Oh, I'm glad it's a nice day for you. We've got, well, let's be honest. I'm a winter human, so we've reached the time of year where I just kind of suffer through it, and we wait till we get to the end of it. If I didn't need fresh vegetables, I would, I would try to ban summer. It is warm, Jen. I don't know if it's as warm word as you are, but yeah, we're warm here today, and I'm already not a fan of summer, so it certainly doesn't help any. What? Hello, Asa. Did you know it also tries to give me more information than I want? Screen readers, people, screen readers. Okay. I made it. The yarn, the tablecloth, the Instagram setup, and some of the projects one of the projects I was going to talk about today is currently soaking in the tub so that tea stains can get out of it. Because of course it is. Because my day would not be complete without just a little bit of my own caused drama. 80 degrees. What's that in Celsius? That's in the 20s, isn't it? What's the conversion rate anymore? My brain's still trying to figure out what Celsius to Fahrenheit is. Hang on. We have the power. Let's ask what 80 degrees Fahrenheit is in Celsius, because I don't know off the top of my head. In Celsius. I just wanted to know. Yeah, what is that in Celsius? Some days. Why are you being difficult? I don't want the conversion formula. I give up. It just wants to teach me how to do the math. I don't want to do the math. I need to. I'm not going to stop drinking tea just because I hurt myself. 27-ish? Okay. Yeah, because I think our high today for here is somewhere in the 20s, like 25, 26 degrees Celsius. It's warm. We've got a breeze, so it's not too bad. But yeah, no, we've reached the time of year when I'm just going to hibernate till fall hits. Let me know when cooler temperatures return, the pumpkin season has commenced, and fun times can begin. Yes. Tea and me this week have been cursed. Asa is not wrong. I am absolutely recovering from burning my hand because of tea this week. And this morning I was, reading and not paying attention. And I went to go put my tablet down and punched over my teacup. So my tea landed on the artful Instagram pics I was starting to make and one of my projects and all over my tablecloth on my coffee table, but that's okay because we cleaned it up and everything's soaking, so nothing's set. But see, like 19 Celsius, I'd be much happier with that. My cat, I don't know. My cat's my cat. As far as I can tell, her likes are ephemeral and ever changing, and that's fine. I'm sure my sister's dogs enjoy the hot weather, not so much as enjoy the hot weather, but enjoy playing with the hose in the hot weather. I'm going to go with that's probably what it is. So, needless to say, I'm going to blame hot fictional men for my tea spilling this morning, and we're going to move on from there. So, there's one project I can't show you because the 4 squares that I made this week are in the tub, soaking so that the tea doesn't stain, with a little bit of mild unicorn cleaning. So, they're going to just get blocked when they come out, and I've got hanks of skeins of minis that I have to unwind and hang so they can drip dry. Of course I do. Of course I do, because it wouldn't be me otherwise, right? All right. Fine. We'll make it work. We have other projects that we can talk about. It's been a relatively quiet week this week. I started a new book series, so whenever I do that, I inevitably end up reading more than knitting or crochet work. So the crafting has not been as high up there as it probably should have been this week. So hot fictional men, people. I got distracted. I mean, the good news is there's only 15 books in this series, so I should really only be distracted for like another week or so. I should be fine. Who knows? Hopefully your guys' Sunday is going better. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on this. As I had finished my cup of tea for the day, we're just drinking water right now. Because mid 20 degrees Celsius. It's summertime. And I finished making a beet poke salad this morning, so I will have a beet poke salad to have for lunch when I'm done this. So, shall we get into it? And do the things and the talking of the wool and the stuff. I only have 3 projects to talk about. I really should make you wait for the new project, but I don't want to. So, we're going to talk about that one. It is. I was like, quick, what's a very fast run-on sentence that absolutely encapsulates my week? The fictional hot men made me do an edition. And I'm absolutely blaming the fictional man in my romance novel for, making me spill my tea. I'm not taking blame for it. It was my fault. Guys, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I know better. And I did it anyway. I can't fluff about. I can't see what's going on anymore. Good news is I didn't break my mug. I didn't spill hot water on myself. Again, I already did that once this week. Nothing got damaged. Everything that just washes in the tub. It's doing a nice cold water soak with some detergent in there so that nothing sticks. And I will go deal with it after this because I wanted to let it soak for a good hour-ish, and then I realized that would put me into the dealing with it when I'm supposed to be talking with you guys, so it's going to soak for closer to 2 hours before I deal with it. It won't harm it, it'll be fine. Let's talk about fun stuff. You guys all know that I'm friends with Louise, and Louise wanted to do a 365-day Granny Square challenge this year. I was happy to join along. I've done it before. I followed, oh goodness. Now my brain's drawn a blank. Oh, Jude. Oh. Woman after my own heart. You tripped down the stairs with black currant? Oh my god, that totally would look like a bloodbath. I've tripped and fallen downstairs. Fortunately, there's no black currant in my hands, and I didn't really hurt myself, so hopefully you didn't hurt yourself much either. But yeah, accidents happen, and I get the added benefit of being able to blame the fact I can't see for them. So it's fine. It's fine. Am I going to stop reading the series of books? No. I needed a lighthearted change in my romance novels, and I needed a chance to get away from the bad boys of the dark romance genre. So I, of course, decided to start reading about, Hades. He's a lighthearted, fluffy man. It's fine. fine. I'm liking the series. I have demolished 7 books in the last week and a bit. And there's only 15, and I'm on book 8, so it shouldn't be much longer now. I should be done. It's fine. Susanna, you can't crochet with a pen. It doesn't have a hook on it. It's a bit of a problem. As a part of the 365 Days Granny Square plan, we make granny squares. And you're like, Jocelyn, that's just, what are you doing? Babe, what are you doing? And let me tell you. Hey, Tracy, how's it going? I am holding a strand of sock yarn and a strand of a small, very light fingering wool-like, so it's not real wool, it's fake wool. Wool-like, air quotes, it's got a touch of wool in it. And I am holding a double for a marled effect, and I'm just making a giant granny square. Now you're wondering, what's sock yarn? What in the world's going on? I was going to show you guys the minis I had worked on from Erin of Fireweed Fiber Co. advent calendars that I had. And I started making solid granny squares, little solid granny squares by holding 2 strands of advent minis together. And I make about 4 squares out of each mini. And I'm going to take all those tiny squares and then swear at myself a whole bunch when I assemble them later. But we're in summer, so I don't want anything on my lap. I don't want anything big. I don't want anything bulky. I don't want anything heavy. And I've been like, okay, what I was going to do is, as I was finishing up the balls, I was just making this look like a large magic ball, right? I'll just attach them. We'll deal with the wee tiny bits of odds and ends scraps later. So I pulled out the blanket to get started this week and get caught up on my backlog of granny squares because I agreed to do an hour a day every day for a year, which isn't too dissimilar from how long it took me to do each square when I did the Granny Square Challenge 9 years ago now. First year of the podcast. So I was like, totally think I can do. I was in a bad health place when we started the challenge last time. We were having a year. It wasn't fun, but I did it. So I'm not having a bad year this year. So I'm like, I can totally do it. However, as I pulled out the fingering weight minis, started putting things together to continue, I was like, if I just make this a magic ball and I set it down, I will forget what I'm doing with it, and then I won't know what's going on. 8 years ago? Perfect. Thank you. So that's not going to work. So it's like, okay, fine, whatever. I have a whole bunch of wool-like and fingering weight. It's very thin. I know if I hold the 2 strands together and we work in a 4mm hook, I have a 4mm hook, I can just make large granny squares until I can't take it anymore or we reach 10 inches, whatever happens first. And then I will just make a very big grid pattern situation. I'll make them now, and then I will connect them in the round in the fall when it's cooler, and I will be less grumpy about having stuff in my lap. You know, things that we do. So I have in my hand unnamed minis that are literally it's scrap left over. So like we're talking like 3 grams, 4 grams, maybe 4 or 5 grams, 4 or 5 grams of each color. It's not a lot. But I'm holding them with this white wool-like, which I have freaking 8 balls of. And we're just going to make a whole bunch of marled granny squares. I don't know what my combining color is going to be for this blanket in the end. I don't know what that's going to look like. Am I going to go dark? Am I going to go light? Haven't a hot clue. We're going to see what all these squares look like first. And then we'll go from there. But step 1 was I need to get caught up. I'm still behind like 12 hours, I think, or something like that. I've been marking it down. So I still have I have enough hours and I have enough blanket goals. And I needed something that I could listen to while I got mad at the news. That wouldn't suffer if I got mad at the news. And this is just really it. Solid granny squares, I have to think. Just enough to make sure I'm putting the stitches in the right places. With an open granny square, no, I don't. I can't even show you guys like the finished squares from the solid squares because that's the part of the coffee table that took the bath this morning and is now soaking to get the tea stains out. So, fine. We're moving on with the 365 project. I want to get caught up. If I managed it in a year, which was a crappy year, I can certainly manage it in a year that isn't a crappy year. I could have taken the opportunity to learn more complicated granny square like styles, but I didn't want to. So I'm not going to. I'm instead going to use it as an excuse to make an obscene quantity of blankets this year. And I'm happy doing that. No pattern. I have no idea how the squares are going to get connected. I don't know if I'm going to go solid color. I don't know if I'm going to connect them around as I go. I have made absolutely no decisions. I'm literally going to make a square till it's large to the point where I don't want to deal with it anymore. And then I'll do some math. And we'll go from there. It's probably my best bet. Hey, Nikki, how's it going? I'm chugging water. It's warm today. So with that in mind and the trauma of the tea story out of the way, last week I picked colors for the new tea. That's name I can't remember now. It's by Wool and Pine. Sundial, the Sundial tea. Had we picked colors for the Sundial tea? No, we were waiting. We were waiting because I was going to see Erin on Tuesday. I have colors I can show you. I can show you guys some colors. And I've got the two other projects that I worked on. So I did do a bit of work. Oh no, they're all tangled up in here. Why? Why? You know what I just noticed? That everything I'm working on is fingering weight or fingering weight held double. Ooh, we are absolutely in the summer mode, aren't we? Goodness gracious, let's talk about a sock. You know, let's talk sock. This is what happens when I find a new romance novel series. I read and I only have so many like banked hours for audiobook listening. Like I would listen to the whole series if I had money to buy the whole series. I don't. So I've been reading them on the Kindle Unlimited, which I do have, which gives me access to a lot of books. However, that means my hands are a touch occupied with the book part of the books. My e-reader is a tablet. It's large, it's heavy, but I don't feel quite so bad with the large font. I've got a 10-inch screen tablet. She's a bit hefty. She's excellent. I love her very much. However, she is a two-hand hold device situation or I risk hurting myself. So don't want to do that. So it doesn't cuts down on the knitting time. I'm not going to lie. It's a thing. I did get the rest of my foot finished on my sock. You can see here we've got it clipped up. So we're out of the way. We have a foot. We have the heel tucked in here. We've got a whole sock. And I've started the ribbing. We all know I'm notoriously slow at ribbing. I'm not doing too bad. I think like about an inch, maybe. Hang on, wait. If I stick this, the corner of my thumb and my hand meet, I really only knit an approximate 2 inches anyway. Yeah, I've done about an inch. I got an inch to go. Inch to go. Should be fun. So I will continue plugging away at this. I have yet to have an excellent focus day. I had a lot of insomnia days this week and a lot of reading days this week, which doesn't help with the focus at all. However, it's fine. We made some progress. We are super close. This is the raspberry orange sherbet. It is a colorway from Erin. Nope, I don't have entirely Erin yarn. We do have non-Erin yarn this week. My brain just went, oh man, if I knit nothing Erin yarn this week. No, we have a non-Erin yarn this week. I have picked up the raspberry orange sherbet colorway in many, many, many different bases. I love how bright it is. I love how bright and cheerful. And yeah, every time I pick this up, it makes me smile, even though I'm doing ribbing, which, as we all know, is not my favorite. It's not my favorite, but we're almost at the point where I'm done another sock. So if I ever get this one bound off and the other one bound off, I can start sock 2. I can start 2 sock 2s. That makes sense. Was that even English? It might have been English. Might have not been English. I think it was English. We'll go with it. So again, I should have named this one the Slow and Steady Progress podcast. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to, again, blame those hot fictional men. I'm not taking any blame for it this week. perhaps I may have gotten a bit distracted, and I may have started writing pattern notes for a whole pattern collection this week. Don't quote me on it. Don't quote me on it. Could take a hot second. Two sock twos, right? Like, makes perfect sense. You're with me, right, Jude? No way, sheer performance are going to be confusing to anybody at all. Oh my god. It's fine. We do not come here to learn English because that is not what I speak. I speak a whole other language. How do I know? My tech editor doesn't speak English as a first language, and she still does English better than I do. All right, the last thing that I made progress on this week, I'm actually kind of really proud about. We made it past the ribbing in the linen top. No small feat because she's bottom up. So like I got nosedived right into the roundy round on the body, like immediately. That's fine. I'm working a Como top. This is the first of a 2-part for a knit-along that we are doing this summer. Everyone is invited to join. I'd love to tell you that the Hot Fictional Men didn't distract me, and I absolutely got the video finished editing and uploaded. I can tell you that I'm done editing it, but it's not uploaded. And again, we're just going to blame them romance novel boys. It's all their fault. Didn't have to stay in bed this morning reading about Set, an Egyptian god, as a man, but I did, and I don't really have regrets about it. So, that's where we're at. However, I do have, now the pattern calls for, okay, it's a paid for pattern, so we're not going to say how many inches it calls for. It calls for a number of inches in stockinette. You think that might be a touch too short, even if I did it for like my actual natural waistline instead of like the dropped waistline I like to do. But I do want to try to have the linen cardigan I want to do over top matching. So I think my best bet is probably to just go an extra ½ an inch longer than the pattern calls for, which should put me in and about my actual natural waistline, which is much higher than what I usually knit to. And then I can go ahead and do the sleeves and such. So for the moment, we're in the round. We've got a little V-neck shaping, I-cord edging at the top situation going on, which we'll get to later. And that, I believe, is done in sections. So that should be terribly interesting. And that's fine. The big news is that at least I'm not doing ribbing for everything. And the stockinette will start to motor pretty quickly. I have to decide which project's going to live by my computer. I don't think it should be the granny square. I think it should be this. I think it should be my Como top. Because if my Como top is, I'm going to punch my microphone off screen. If I put my Como top in the yarn, because of course, in my yarn bowl beside my computer desk, where all yarn bowls should live, or at least one of them, I could put it in there, and then when I'm editing or I'm waiting for stuff to upload or I'm processing things or I'm watching YouTube videos trying to learn something, then I could pick it up and put it down. Like maybe I'd work on it more that way. I wonder if that might actually help me get some stuff done. I know for sure as I go, every 2 inches, I'm going to have to put a progress keeper in so that I can mark my growth along the body of the sweater tank top, along the body of the tank top, or I'm going to get bored. I'm going to feel like I'm getting nowhere. And that's not going to help me very much. So I wondered if maybe it's a good idea. I should probably do that, hey? Yeah, I should make space. And I look off camera, like you guys can see where I'm looking off camera, right behind my computer monitor. It's not that I can see through it, but I can pretend that it's there, is my skull bone, my skull crossbone patterned ceramic yarn bowl. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think it's my best bet. Because like sometimes I just sit here and I wait for things to process and nothing really happens. You know? Who knows? Oh, so warm. Oh, summer. You're killing me. Okay, let's talk about the fun thing, which is that we picked yarn and we put it in a bag. And then that's all I've got, guys. Like I'm not lying. Them series of myth retellings of the gods has absolutely captured my attention. Well, that my tea drama for the week. It's fine. It's fine. We'll make do. We'll all live, right? Have you guys got any good plans this weekend? Anything fun and happening? Any projects get started? Oh, hang on. We need to re-hank this. It's unhanking itself as we speak. Okay. Technically, I need to wind this up into balls. I know I have my Swift set out, but I want to, as weird as it sounds, is I want to prep a bunch of minis, which is why I had the minis out to take a pretty picture. And then I was going to wind a bunch of them off into small balls and then just stick balls in the bag. Pull out a ball, split that ball into two, and then make my squares for the day so I could catch up, right? Like do some prep work in advance. However, it didn't work out quite as intended. Oops, I caught a hair in there when I did that. That was classy of me, wasn't it? Oh, geez, Alyssa. 2 whips. If you started your sock, oh right, because you started your cardigan, right? Didn't you said you started your cardigan this week? Oh, okay. Definitely need to have the tank top up here at the computer desk, so I work on it. I don't really have a ton of appointments till the fall for doctors, so the sock knitting might slow down till fall. Primarily, I knit on it while I'm waiting at doctor's offices. Before physio or after physio, before you visit the vampires, after you visit the vampires. You know, all of them. You're halfway down the yoke already? God, you knit so fast, Asa. That's crazy pants. All right. I have this is one of the bags Asa got me. This is the pumpkin bag. It looks like crocheted pumpkins as a print. So freaking cute. And I wasn't expecting it. So I went to go open my mailbox when it arrived, and the mail person had shoved it in my mailbox slot. And I live in an apartment, guys. It's a slot. It's not very big. So like when I opened up my mailbox thing, it kind of like tried to explode at me. There was a lot of drama. I was like, oh, hello, what's this coming at my face? I had no idea it was coming. So I was not prepared. It was a delightful surprise. All right, we've got, oh, dude. That panel's done? Wow, you roared through that mesh panel top. I'm glad you started socks as well, Jude. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy sock knitting. I've just, in my brain, I've gotten to that my head's like, but if you're not at a doctor's appointment, you can knit on other things. It doesn't have to be a sock. That says. But a lot of my PT wraps up this summer. Go figure. And if I don't super seriously injure myself again, which is always the goal, some years it happens, some years it doesn't, I don't have to go do more physical therapy for a while. And that would be ideal. Nikki, you have a supported spindle? Oh, I'm jealous. Oh, you're going to have to post photos. Oh, I hope it goes well for you. I mean, it's a new spindle, so there's a learning curve with all the new of them, right? But, oh, it'd be so nice. It'd be so nice. We've got ourselves some Harvest Moon. Harvest Night. Socks are always good when you're visiting. Knitted socks, always a good go-to. I don't visit my sister very often. We live in the same city. We don't see each other very often. We busy peeps. We have slightly different life schedules, and we communicate a lot via texts. She may have had a loaf of bread that was overly aggressive on the growing aspect on her and her bread machine this week. I may have gotten many photos, and may have messaged her and gone, what am I looking at? To receive the tale of the monster loaf of bread, to which I went, oh, okay. That happened. I don't use a bread maker, guys. I have a Dutch oven. I make that weird artisanal circle loaf that you don't need to knead. So I I have used a bread maker in the past, but I don't like the tall standy loaves. I like the regular looking loaves, and I never bought one. So it's fine. But oh yeah, we oh, sweet of your husband to buy you a nice spindle. That'll be so cute. Oh, Susanna, your weather's just crazy. You know? I'm so excited, Nikki, that your husband bought you that. It's a lovely present. However, in the case of me and my sister, I know that your sister's got some serious health issues that she's dealing with, which is just always, always just, you always feel so bad when people are going through stuff. Both my sister and I are blind. I am farther along the spectrum than my sister is. But my sister doesn't drive. I don't drive. Sure, her life tends to revolve around her two dogs, which are like her children. Her baby's 18. Like my niece is an adult now. So it's not quite the same level of care as when they're younger. And both her and her husband, so my brother-in-law, have very busy social lives. So we try to sneak in times together. So this is when they're free, I'm usually sleeping or working. And then when I'm free, they're sleeping or working. So we have slightly different lives, right? Like, and that's fine. It's not the end of the world. Again, we chat all the time. And we still occasionally game via Steam, which my poor brother-in-law. Good evening. Yeah, it's weird, right? I was puttering around this morning and I was like, wait a minute, don't start a thing. You're going to go live at noon. And I'm like, oh, right. So I'm going to start a thing when we're done. But we're not going to start a thing now. I'm glad you made it. Squishy, squishy, squishy. I will eventually get around to talking about the Erin of my hand. I'm trying. I think this is Night Heart. It's Erin of Fireweed Fiber Co. I think it's Night Harvest. I guess Night Harvest. I have 4 skeins of it. Here's 2 of them. They're caked up. They're really good. These 2 are going to go through the Sundial Tee, which is a shirt from Woolen Pine, which was posted in the Patreon Discord. If you guys remember Patreon, you have access to the Discords. All paid tiers have access to the Discord. And in the pattern links thread, we like to enable each other by posting pattern links. Tracy so kindly helped us out and posted the Sundial Tee from Woolen Pine. And I went, oh, that's really pretty. And then I put it in my cart. And then I thought about it for a hot second. And then I had it. And then I purchased it. Because I really wanted it. I like the look of mosaic knitting, and it uses mosaic knitting to transition between mini strips. So like you could use scraps, you could use advent calendars, and I was like, it's fine. You could also use full skeins, and I want to use up some full skeins because I got a lot of scrap projects on the go, right? So, that's fine. I talked to Erin when she was over on Tuesday, and I was like, I definitely wanted to use these 2 skeins, and I knew where this bag of 4 skeins was. So we started with this, and then Erin went into my stash and was like, well, we need to find something else. I'm like, we do, but I want to stick with your yarn, so that way it's an Erin of Fireweed Fiber Co. yarn. It also means I could like wear it out to yarn events and stuff, and then I'm representing, as it were. And she found these 2 skeins, and she put them together, and I was like, hello, those are pretty. So I'm going to alternate. And I'm basically just going to flip back and forth between the night and color A and color B down the whole length of the tee. I am going to do it with some positive ease. It's not going to be as much positive ease as 12 inches because the pattern says 8 to 12 inches. We're going to sit somewhere around the 8-inch range. So it's going to have some drape to it, but it's not going to be quite as drapey as a 12-inch. I could do a 12-inch. I look fine in a 12-inch positive ease, so long as there's a lot of significant drape to it. I don't want to knit that much. I don't want to make a garment that big. I just don't. So I'm going to go for like that 8-inch-ish range based on my upper bust measurement. So it's still going to be slightly less than that around my bust itself. And that's fine. It'll fit me everywhere else. Have I cast it on? No. Why? Because I still need to wind these two skeins. And I'm not letting myself wind these two skeins till I get some of those minis wound that I need to now dry before I can take a photo of them for Instagram, and then I can wind them up. But it will be the sundial tee, and it's going to be in some wonderful blue colors. I know one of these is blue steel, but I forget what the other one is. Yikes, and Erin would have so told me. Oh man, guys, it's not you, it's me. Erin would have absolutely given me that information. You know? I forget what this one is. Dadnabbit, I've had it so long, it's got the old label on it. I can feel the difference between the new labels and the old labels, so I know it's the old labels. I'm glad, Nikki, that you guys were able to celebrate Father's Day. I don't think it's Prairie Skies. Could be wrong. I'm going to test Erin. I mean, I'm not going to see her for a couple of weeks. They're traveling right now. They had Bigger, Saskatchewan yesterday, and then they were off to BC. They're going to do some summer camping as their vacation. And a trunk show at Bad Anna's. And then they were making their way back home. So. Oh, it could be. It could be the one from the Star Trek. I'm honestly not going to know until I take a look at it underneath a magnifying glass, and my headphones are and my other headphones are charging. So if I was to turn on my talkback on my phone or listen to the guy talking to me on my phone, you guys would hear it, and it becomes a bit of a jumbled auditory mess. So I'm not going to do that. Is this? Okay. It could be in both. It really could. I don't disagree. Ben? Okay. We'll go with that's what it is until I double check, but you're probably right when I stop and think about the color. I do remember the blue steel one, but I don't. Probably both. It's probably from the Star Trek. It's probably the Star Trek one. Which is fine. They're pretty shades of blue. I'm making a pretty shades of blue shirt, and I'm happy about it. Where I will be as soon as I'm able to get through winding a bunch of minis. But I know me, if I don't make myself wind the minis first, I won't wind them. I won't wind the minis. I'll put it off. And putting things off is how I got to 10 or 12-ish hours that I still need to do for the Granny Square Challenge, which is not cool. What I didn't do was I didn't sew the limbs onto my stuff, onto my Jumino. I got limbs. I have 2 arms. I got 2 legs. I got an antennae. I got a leaf. We got all sorts of body parts hanging out on my computer monitor here, but I haven't sewn them to the dude. And I need to sew them to the dude to finish them. It's not an overly difficult project. Like what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and I'm done? But nope, I put it off. I don't, do we know why we do these things? I don't know why I do these things. I know that I will get 2/3 through a project, put it down, and walk away for 6 months. It makes no sense, but I do it. And that's fine. It's not the end of the world. I'm working on the summer cal. I washed and blocked my swatch for the Citadel, so that is ready to go. I took my measurements. Weirdly enough, I can read the stitches in a worsted weight white yarn. Who knew, you guys? Who knew? So for the moment, that's sitting and set aside. What else is going on? Not much, I don't think. I have been doing some more of the working in the backgrounds because there's a bunch of changes going on. That's fine. I figured out how to make thumbnails. That was not a small feat. I'm still arguing with banners, but that's a size proportion situation. And I think it's YouTube. I don't think it's me in this case. So that's almost done. A stuffy butt. Body parts everywhere. It's simply abandoned. I hope I don't end up with a stuffy body part farm because I would be very me. I gotta try to assemble this week. I keep all the best intentions in the world, and then you're just I don't want to sew it together. I'd have to get up and then go get my darning needle, and I'm also really low on darning needles. So I'm using my excuses, but if I pick it up and move it around, maybe I lose the darning needle. And that could be a problem for me, you know? But I do, there is a bit of joy in my brain. Just have just have a bunch of stuffy bodies just in my rocking chair waiting for me to put limbs together. That wouldn't be creepy on stream at all, would it? Like, that would be terribly normal. Oh, dear. I do know that I can say that in July, because it's June now, next month is July, we're going to be bringing back for Patreon members, we're bringing back the movie nights. So we went through poor Asa, stuck helping me do so much stuff. We've worked out the schedule, so we've got the knit-alongs planned. We're going to start a New Year challenge, and we're going to start it in September. 1st of September, we're starting it, mostly because by the time we stopped and actually took an honest look at what I do in December and how I like to celebrate the turning of the seasons in December, it's already packed. There's already so much going on for everybody in December that I was like, who says we have to start a year-long challenge in January? Nobody says we have to. We can start a year-long challenge whenever we darn well want to start a year-long challenge. So we are absolutely going to start one in September. Why not? Oh, computer. Thank you. So I've got that. We've got the movie names scheduled. The Patreon stuff has worked out. I'm still not sure what to do with YouTube memberships. I've got a couple ideas I need to throw. If there's any sort of other ideas you guys think that might be fun for the podcast to do, absolutely. Let me know. Note if you make the comment here on the live and I acknowledge it, I may forget it. It's not you, it's me. My brain doesn't always brain well. I mean, we all know our brains. They just do their own dang thing. And that's how it works. This week, I think putting the Como top in the yarn bowl by the computer, put the knit sock in the bowl, which is the skull bowl from Kim and Colin from Ginger Snap That, out in the living room, might encourage me to finish those projects. Asa remembers everything. Asa is also the reason why I have a very long thread of potential themed knits and crochets that are Stardew Valley themed, because like that happened this week. Because of course it did. And I may have been doing some like Googling about. And by may have, I mean I was doing some like Googling about and going, oh, well, that might look pretty as a pattern texture idea. Because of course I am. Of course I am. No, you sent me a Discord message. I started a Google Doc about it. And right now, all it is the copy paste of the information you sent me and links to potential ideas for the moment. So it's so vague, it's not even post-it note format yet. Well, I mean, you know me at this point. There's many things that I will remember. Ridiculous stories that have no purpose. And then, nothing else. Want to talk about the handful of years when it was legal in ancient Rome for the Vatican to run women and men of an ill repute around in their birthday suits to shame them into giving up the lifestyle? Sure, I'll remember that for you. Your birthday? I'm never gonna remember anybody's birthday. I'm just not. I know it doesn't stick in my brain. I can sometimes remember my mother's birthday, and even then I rely on my phone a lot for that. Oh, would be dangerous if we did a Stardew Valley knit-along. I want to do one, but it would be dangerous. There's some very cute patterns already out for Stardew Valley. I love the Stardew Valley socks. And then my brain goes, colorwork socks. Not socks, colorwork socks. And I go, do I really want to put that much effort into socks? I mean, the answer up till now has been no. I have the pattern. I have the yarn. I could make Stardew Valley colorwork socks. And my brain goes, if I did all that work, I'd want it to be on something I could show off. Like fingerless mittens or an all-over colorwork cardigan. And then my brain's like, yeah, but you wouldn't be happy till you design it. And then I'm like, do I really want to do that many charts? Do I really want to do that many charts and do that much testing and do a Stardew Valley colorwork sweater? How much do I hate myself? Colorwork is a lot of work, you guys. I know, Asa, and you would think that would help, but it doesn't. And in my defense, sometimes she calls me and asks me how old I am. So I know it's not just me. And sometimes I have to think about it really hard. Yeah, I love the look of a lot of fancy socks, but I know I wouldn't put the effort into them. So like a lot of really pretty socks just kind of they look really pretty, but I know I'm not going to make them. I don't mind texture, don't mind lace. Some cables could be fun, but I think I would absolutely would have dived into that color work for Stardew if it was a sweater. But then me, I'm like, oh, but I don't wear sweaters, but I wear cardigans, so then I would make it in the round, and then you'd have to steek it, and then you have to pick up fur coats. Already making complications for myself, and I haven't even designed this thing. There are no charts, no charts exist for it yet. And with color work, you start with charts. In my case, you start with charts so you can start with your math and make your math work. Oh no, thank you. I could. If I start with the mittens, that would be the best way to do it. I mean, everyone probably hate me because I would do fingering mittens. Just hear me out. Fingering weight, colorwork mittens. You wear them to your fall stuff in the fall Stardew Valley themes. To go to pick up your coffees when the leaves change and the colors work. Then maybe you do like a little scarf situation. A little small double wrap cowl, again, all in color work, and then you move out to the bigger things. And yes, I would do a hat. I know everybody would want a hat. No, I haven't. When did you send that to me on Instagram? You sent me? You sent me a crochet map of Stardew? No, I have not seen that yet. What? Okay, that might have to happen. I already have so much stuff. I don't have time. Oh man, you guys. I don't know. I don't have. Okay, maybe. I'm gonna have to. We might. 2026, the year of Stardew? Possibly. And the more I talk about it, the more I think that 2026 shall be the year of Stardew, I think. Woof. So totally a thing. Do you guys have any plans for the week? Because we know I'm going to stick my t-shirt in the bowl here. I'm going to stick my sock in the bowl in the living room. I still have a third bowl we can put somewhere with a project in it. I've got yarn that I need to dry and I need to wind up into balls so I can start spending an hour a day whipping out some granny squares so I can get back into that habit because I've fallen out of that habit, which is never good. You know? Is that weeks ago? Oh, I may have seen it, laughed at it, and then completely forgot about it, Asa. But, my brain's a bit of a sieve. By bit, I mean, come on, guys. I have a Google Doc that is just my Stardew Valley farms, and it's what I need to do on each farm to complete what it is I'm working on. I do not have an obscene number of farms, and it's a game. I can just go check. But no, I have a document for it. It's fine. Fine. I acknowledge that I have a level of weird that I'm comfortable with. I started reading a book series like a week and a half ago, and I'm on book 8. I get a little obsessed about things for a while, and that's all I want to do. You know? Oh. You're making a Highland cow stuffy? Is there a pattern? Is it as cute as I think it is? Do I need a Highland cow stuffy? Because I'm almost feeling like the answer is yes. I might. Nikki, you should pull out your sea glass tee. That's a beautiful pattern. I always think about it, but then I never start it. But the sea glass tee is a beautiful pattern. Yes and yes? Oh, excellent. Thank you, Jude. I'm gonna go check out a Highland cow pattern. Do I need one? Technically, no. Do I want one? Yes. Yes, I do. Might not have the right color of browns, though, and it's going to need to be the right color of browns, so we might be able to divert the cow for a bit. I feel like everyone does need a Highland cow stuffy. Just saying, I've got stuffed pigs. And I have a stuffed chicken. I have 2 stuffed pig. So I feel like a cow, like a stuffed cow, is like right up my alley. You know? Jumino, stuffed cow. Might have to. Nah, it's gonna have to happen. It's gonna have to happen. Okay, more stuffies in my future. I like making toys. They're cute and they're little. It's just the assembly process. Jude, if I have a body farm in a couple of months, we're going to circle back to this idea of me making stuffies. If I can manage to keep the body farm parts down to a minimum, I feel like we'll be okay. We'll find out. Check back in with me in the fall. I mean, the benefit is that they're small, so they don't sit in your lap. They're not socks, so there's that. And when I stop and think about it, I have 1 fingering weight, 2 fingering weight tops, 3 fingering weight tops I'm trying to work on this summer because I also want to pick up my woodwillows again and get back into the woodwillows flow. We've got this shawl, which I've got the check-in with Louise on, I think it's like the first Thursday in July, I think she wanted to do. And then I need to have 2 to 4 inches of progress done on the shawl design for that check-in. And we're very quickly running out of month because the second half of the month always flies. So I'm like, that's a thing. So there's a thing. How about this? I am allowed to start the Highland cow if I sew the Jumino's arms and legs to the Jumino because they're already made. So if I assemble my Jumino, I can start a Highland cow. That feels like a fair trade-off. One thing project in, one project out. Well, one project out, one project in. Same idea. That should work. I didn't even pick up the mallow this week. I need to get the mallow done in like a month or 2 at the latest. Oh, I should pick up the mallow this week. Where should I pick the mallow? Put the sock away for a week because ribbing and me always struggle anyway. Work on the mallow and get the mallow chart done because once I'm done the back chart on the mallow cardigan, the rest of the cardigan is straight stockinette and that'll just fly. So t-shirt in the bowl out in the living room, the mallow by the computer to work on the mallow rows because you do the mallow I can talk about. The lace chart increases as you go up because it's a bottom up. So you do the bottom up and then you start in the middle of the bottom and you start to make your lace pattern until it goes up towards the sides. So that's fine. It's an ever increasing lace pattern. But your purl rows are always rest rows. Like the most complicated thing you have to do is knit. You'll do the occasional double yarn over. And when you're purling back along the row and you hit that double yarn over, you purl your first yarn over and then you flip your yarn back and you knit the second yarn over. Otherwise, it's Nikki. There's a carrot stick methodology to our thinking. And I'm beginning to suspect it's the only thing that's going to work for me. Because when I set myself those types of goals, stuff gets finished because I really want to start the new things. Like I didn't attach the Stephen West brioche. Is it a brioche-licious, chevron-licious? I forget what it's called. It's his new big one that he put out recently. And I pulled the yarn for it. And I'm really happy with the yarn I picked, but I didn't go, once I'm done this, I can start that. So it hasn't been started yet. Oh, thank you, Asa. I'm very glad you've given me permissions to have a stuffy whip at all times. That permission may come back to haunt you, babe. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. Mallow here, t-shirt in the living room. Put the socks away for a bit and give ourselves a sock knitting break. And we'll try to get some garments and stuff to the point where I can have new garments in the fall. I'm liking that idea. And I've slowed down. It also means in the fall when I pick up socks, I will need to make one sock and I have a new pair. That'll feel really satisfying. Oh, that'll feel really satisfying. Okay, let's do that. We went over the big stuff, told Patreon members, movie nights are coming back. Still sort of sussing out what to do with YouTube's memberships. So if you guys got any thoughts or ideas on that, let me know. We're going to start a new year-long challenge, Cal. Well, I say Cal. It's more like a make-along. You could sew, spin, knit, crochet, tapestry, weave, whatever you end up choosing to do for it. We're going to start that on the 1st of September. No, shoot, because I already have a jar of eyeballs and they're glittery. They're not for stuffings. They just exist. You say like, I am not. I'm known to wander around asking my cat if she has seen my bag of eyeballs, and they're not safety eyeballs to put on stuffies. I don't actually own any stuffy eyeballs. I should probably buy some safety eyeballs. Oh, and you're very welcome, Jude. I'm glad I could help. I love West knits. They're so big and so beautiful. Oh, Discord, you're not helping me any right now. Oh, it's Nikki who says thank you. Brioche-licious? Anyway, I got intrigued because it uses lace weight and fingering, and sometimes lace and fingering held together. I mean, he used mohair. We all know I'm not using mohair. And I think it's brioche, and I adore all of that. So we had to know that was going to happen. The big problem is going to be is if I start stuffy making now, we all know I'm very quickly going to slide into Halloween stuffy making because that's really what I want to be making. I want to make that eyeball bouquet this year. And it's going to have to be stuffy at all times because I've got the eyeball poly sword to finish too. Technically I've started and ripped it 3 times because my eyeballs are a little crooked. Body farms and eyeballs. That's what I should call this episode. Body farms and eyeballs. It's fine. It's the crochet pattern is advanced, so like it uses terminologies and techniques that I've never done before. So like it's definitely been a challenge for me. And it's not the end of the world. But we'll get there. Oh gosh. No, see, now I want a jar of safety eyeballs. Yeah, I want a jar of safety eyeballs. Okay. Wish I could. Absolutely. There is a way to reach us. If you want timely responses, stick to either I have made some adjustments to my personal schedule so that I remember to go check places where people will leave messages and do things. I fell out of that habit, so I need to get back into that habit because I will forget, and it doesn't weigh on me as a pressure. Like doom scrolling is not a thing I have to worry about. I watch other people struggle with it. I will put my phone down and walk away for half a day. And if I'm not doing anything that requires technology and I have podcasts playing in my ear, I will not come back and look at my phone unless somebody phones me. So I am not, I don't want to say untech savvy. I don't think I get the same dopamine hit other people do for it. Probably because I don't get all the same visual cues, right? So like I'm missing a lot of the visual cues. So a lot of tech is just meh. You have a pattern for a bat purse? Okay, I'm gonna need that pattern link too. Oh my god. I need a bat purse. I'm not tech tethered. No, I'm not tech tethered to it at all. And that's fine. It's probably a healthy way to exist and live, and it's not a thing I have to watch. I have to watch out for other things. I have my own. I've read 7 books in less than 2 weeks. I have things I do get attached to that I will consume my life. I will play Stardew Valley for 8 hours a day if I let myself. And I don't have to be streaming. I just enjoy the video game. So like there are things I do have to watch out for as far as like sliding too far over in the unhealthy range. Being attached to the social media and tech isn't one of them. I enjoy it when I'm on there, but I also can also just put it down. So I have been working on my schedule to try to pick the habit up of checking Instagram, checking Facebook, checking Ravelry so that I'm better at it for you guys, because I know that that's a way for you guys to reach out and talk to me. So, however, if you for sure want a reply in a timely manner, it's awesome. I am not the human to reach out to. It can take me up to 24 hours to reply to things. 3 starters. Okay, well, we're gonna like the chocolate sourdough one sounds interesting. Like the chocolate sourdough one sounds interesting, Nikki. You're gonna have to keep us up to date on that one. Oh, Etsy. She's a brave woman. Cats, bats. I'm behind you. I'm not sure about vegetables. Though I suppose I could ironically wear a corn purse. I mean, if you didn't know me, you would just think it'd be a fun, cute corn purse. Like, shaped like corn. But if you knew me, you would understand why that's hilarious. We're blaming social media for the sourdough rabbit hole. Wait, sourdough is really good for you. Isn't it a prebiotic? Like, isn't like it's a really good loaf of bread to be making and eating? Also, homemade bread is better for you anyway, so there's that. Is bread making easy? No. Insert the review of my sister's story of the bread machine and the bread dough monstrously huge. Bread making can be very tricky, even if you've got a lot of practice at it. Oh, so cute. Yeah, gut health's the big thing right now, isn't it? Oh, the bread. Oh, I know she's not gonna let that down for a while. Oh, I mean, the best part is she's like, I'm more like, because I've been making. She's the baker. Like she went to school for baking. But like, if you're not used to making bread, you're not used to making bread. Yeah, I don't know. I got to think about buzzwords. I'm wary of them. We all lived through the 90s when like sugar was bad, right? Supposed to be low sugar, no sugar. And like now everyone's like, well, A, everything breaks down into sugar, and B, it's like more like a moderation thing. So it's like, Yeah, but now it's got protein and like protein's on its way out, and fiber's on its way in, and it's gut health. And I'm just like, why don't we just work on being healthy? Do things in moderation and try to stay away from processed stuff because we know the processed stuff isn't good for us. Oh, yeah. But again, it comes to one of those things like when I started making my own bread, I stopped eating it as much because it was work to make it. So I tended to start going to, well, like, if I wanted a bread, I wanted like a flat bread, like a naan, which I could just make while I was making dinner or something else. But even that, I'm still not as much of a bread person as I used to be, which is weird to say because I enjoy it when I eat it and I make it and it's fun. It's the same with like pasta. Like fresh pasta just tastes better. It's also more work in the moment. So like I don't make pasta very often, but I don't eat pasta very often. Potatoes, on the other hand, I should just marry a potato farmer. My God, do I love potatoes. Potatoes. It would hurt if I had to give up potatoes. It would hurt if I had to give up potatoes. But most of my carbs are either potatoes or rice. Sometimes pasta, sometimes bread. Sometimes I don't eat a lot of carbs in the day at all, depending on what's going on, what time of year it is. But I know if you're a bread lover, oh, it would just suck to give up bread. Hopefully you can find like a nice gluten-free bakery maybe also that's close to you that you can get gluten-free bread from. That would be a thing. You just start up your fantasy. Oss gonna marry a man who runs a gluten-free bakery, and it's gonna be amazing. And we're all gonna go visit because we need a bakery man in our lives. And Oss on that for us. She's got us covered. Totally fine. It makes sense. I mean, maybe if I didn't work from home, that would be a thing. It's always a nightmare to have to try to reheat your lunch no matter where you are. So like I was definitely big into breads and stuff. And I still love I love bagels. Like I live within a couple blocks of a really excellent bagel shop. They do gluten-free bagels, by the way. Also, if you ever come to visit, they do gluten-free bagels. And people talk about them if you love it, I'm not gonna quote the people who drank the Kool-Aid. I enjoy Hudson Bagels a lot. They're local to Winnipeg. I enjoy their products. I eat them. I am not a drink the Kool-Aid kind of human, but I do know they make good gluten-free bagels. Because people tell me they make good gluten-free bagels. I can have gluten, so I have the gluten bagels. What I love is that they don't dust the bottom of their bagels with corn, so I can eat them. It's nice. It's very nice. And when they do their Winnipeg rye, I buy their Winnipeg rye like crazy. Or their blueberry, like their blueberry ones are out right now. And I tend to go a little ham on the blueberry bagels. I love the blueberry bagels. But yeah, gluten would be hard. Doable, but hard. There's got to be some decent flour blends that don't have gluten, like use rice flour or oats or ancient grains that are gluten-free. There has to be. But the same way as like we can talk about sourdough being a really good loaf of bread, and it is good for you. It's got good gut health bacteria. I don't like sourdough. Oh, yeah. Bagels aren't terribly hard. They're a process. They're not hard, but they're a process. I live within 3 blocks of a really good bagel shop. I don't mind paying $11 for a bag of 6 bagels. That tells you how good the bagels are. My budgets are very tight. I am happy. I'm happy to go spend my money at that place. So, there's something. Yeah, Asa, it'll be a lot of investigating for you this summer. Hey, Asa's going to have a summer of experimental Tuesdays where she experiments with different gluten-free bakeries. Yes, let us know how it goes on Sunday, if it tastes good. Because I know you can have tasty gluten-free stuff. I've had tasty gluten-free stuff. So, I know it exists. I don't know how to go about sort of sussing out how to find it because it's not a thing that I have to do. I have to keep my head and brain wrapped around the no corn thing. That is enough of a nightmare. I don't begrudge anybody else their food intolerances and allergies because they difficult. That's fine. I say investigate them all. Raw food places. Is that still a movement? I mean, we're talking to a person who buys groceries from the farmer's market whenever she can. So just probably, yeah. Probably, yeah. Who knows? Anyway, we have plans for the week. I'm going to let you guys all go so we can go about our days. I'm going to go finish dealing with the yarn in the tub that I spilled tea on this morning. Of course I did. Hopefully your guys' Sunday goes a lot smoother than mine has gone so far. We'll catch everybody next Sunday live as usual. I technically have a video that's edited. I need to add a thumbnail to it and do it one more watch through. And if them sexy fictional men don't call me back to their story, I will get that done for you as soon as I can. If you don't see it today, it's because the sexy fictional men have caught my attention, and hopefully I'll do that. Oh, yes, if you guys enjoy this, hitting the like button would be supremely helpful. You have no idea. You have no idea how much the algorithm goes, oh, that video has likes. And then we can help build the community. So that would be so good. I'm still super awkward about this. Brunch time? Oh, heck yeah. Tracy, go have brunch. Good news is that I'm trying to read my screen? All right, you guys, have a good week. We'll see you next Sunday, and we'll see if I really got to focus. We got to get some stuff done. Less fictional men, more knitting. That is my goal this week. We will catch you guys on Sunday. Bye.